Hello, welcome to Watch It Wednesday. This is Sabrina, and I am going to share a Valentine card video tutorial with you today. I'm going to be working with the DT Mix stamp set from Waffle Flower Crafts, and I want to show you how you can use those tiny miniature images in your stamp sets to build on, to create some letters. We're going to use this tiny heart and this large heart to build a love sentiment. So let's get started. So I'm going to pull out the large solid heart image from the DT Mix stamp set, and I'm going to ink that up with this pretty shade of pink ink. This is just a regular water-based dye ink. And I was trying to create a sort of a gradient effect on the heart, and it didn't really work out. So I'm just stamping off, trying to get some texture on the design. You know, I had to apply a couple extra layers of color because I wasn't quite able to get the effect I was going for. That's all right. It's not the focus of this video. So I'm wiping that off with a baby wipe, and then I'm going to pull out that tiny heart image. First, I want to block off where I want my letters. I want the letters to be smaller than this heart image, so I'm just going to lightly sketch in a line approximately the height of how big I want the letters to be. Measuring that out, it turns out to be 1 5/8 inch. So I'm going to mark the line now where the letters will begin in the second row, the V and the E, and then I can measure down 1 5/8 inch on each side of the paper, and I can be sure that everything is lined up evenly, excuse me. Now, I've already practiced my letters onto a piece of scratch paper, so I know that I want to use this tiny heart to build letters that are 5 hearts high by 4 hearts wide. And I can fit that all into this area. I'm using this single shade of pink ink, but I'm able to get 3 different variations of pink just by using the stamp off technique. I'm inking my pad, stamping once, stamping twice, stamping a third time, and then re-inking to start all over again. So that allows you to get that gradient ombre look, and I think it might even be a little bit easier to just use the one ink pad that way than to pull out 3 different shades of the same color ink, or 3 different shades of pink ink. So now we're moving on to the bottom row. The hearts with Valentine's Day coming up is perfect to build this love sentiment, but I think it's a great way to use up any of those really tiny images in your stamp sets. Little flowers, punctuation, tiny leaves. There's a lot of potential in those little stamps when you use them to build a larger image. The DT Mix stamp set was actually a stamp set that's designed by all of the Waffle Flower Crafts design team members. And it's got a lot of great images and sentiments for Valentine's Day, but they also have a lot of use beyond that as well. There's some flowers, a stitching template, and then the fun shake it off sentiment, which I think is great for shaker cards. So this is a really great stamp set. I love the sort of mix and match of all the different designer styles. It's just a lot of different ways you can use it. So I'm finished up here now. I'm going to erase those sketch lines. And then I want to add one more element to this card. And I'm going to stamp the "You'll Forever Be My Always" sentiment, but I'm just going to ink up the always part of that, and I'm going to stamp that over the heart. I have some navy blue ink here, and I'm just being very careful not to transfer the ink onto any other part of the stamp, but if you wanted to mask it off to make sure that you're not getting that area, you can do that as well. Stamping that directly over the heart. I love that pretty cursive font. And then I want to just round out the edges of my card. I like to do this, and then when placing it on a patterned or colored cardstock, where you get a little extra pop of color. I'm going to tape that down, and the card is all finished. Thank you so much for stopping in. You can find me every 4th Wednesday with a new video tutorial on the Waffle Flower Crafts blog. For more ideas, inspiration, and information about this stamp set, please visit waffleflower.com.